it is going to be cRoSs versus lancerx. So cRoSs, maybe a year ago, people didn't know who this guy was. He's a Korean American. He's a very strong Zerg. He actually got 2,400 qualifying for this tournament, which is, I think he was top 4, which is crazy. So he's a really good Zerg. Just like Jae-yoon, once he gets going, he's super deadly. If you're going to kill this guy, you got to kill him before Defilers. Maybe like slightly after, like 14, 15 minutes. But after that, you're in big time trouble. His macro's incredible. lancerx, everybody knows lancerx. Didn't he win a Russian LAN last year, taking out the wall? So a really strong Russian Protoss. But I don't know. I don't know who to favor here. I actually think I like cRoSs. His Zerg is very strong. lancerx, I always play him Protoss versus Terran, of course, so I'm not too sure of his Protoss versus Zerg. If we look at the stats, 50% Protoss versus Zerg, so he's got a good chance. Round of 16, BSL Season 4. So let's get into our next game. This time it is going to be on Gladiator, and this is a big-time Zerg map. So it's going to be a little bit troubling for lancerx, but I am ready to go. Let's start this. In the top left, we have the Zerg player representing NA. It is VT-cRoSs, aka cRoSs. And in the bottom left, we've got one of the strongest Russian Protoss players. It is Mr. lancerx. So lancerx, when I play him on the ladder, this guy, he is Artosis' nightmare. It is pure gateway man from him. And when I was off racing as Zerg, I remember a game versus him specifically. We had an hour-long game, and he just had so many Archons. It felt like you just couldn't kill him. So we may have a very long, drawn-out game from lancerx on Gladiator if he ever decides that he's unable to kill the Zerg, which is pretty common on this map. There are just so many bases. Now lancerx, just like TTF, is going to get off the first scout, but here comes the follow-up probe. Is this going to be a gateway? I would really like the gateway. There it is. Already, Lance. Oh, this is going to be 2-gate. It's going to be 2-gate, 9-9 gate, and this is going to throw cRoSs off big time, because when you're scouting this fast, you're thinking that this is going to be a Forge expand. You don't ever send your probe this quickly, but it is going to be a 2-gate. But luckily, cRoSs with a great scout. Don't show the Overlord. Don't do it. Oh, he showed it. So he sees that it's going to be 2-gate, and now lancerx knows that he sees it. I would have loved for him to not show it. Now, of course, when you're playing Zerg, you're not expecting to see a 2-gate. So he probably wasn't paying attention to that over, like, oh, I need to stop right here to make sure he doesn't see it. But now Lancer knows that he does see that it's a 2-gate. And a good denial onto that hatchery. Probe micro, really nice. It's going to be super annoying. And it's crucial that he gets this hatchery up. Okay, there we go. Gets it up. Just denied for maybe about 5 seconds. But every second's going to matter. Every second that there's no sunken colony is going to make these zealots even stronger. And because this is a 9-9 gate, not like a 10-12 that we saw Ariador go for last game, lancerx is going to have a really strong push. Now, will he send a couple more probes? In the olden days, and by olden days I mean like 1999, you would send 2 more probes with this. It does not look like we're going to see that. It is just going to be 1 probe, 2 zealots. But already a 3rd one coming out. 4th is going to be synced up pretty soon. And cRoSs, this is dangerous. He is at least going to have high ground positioning if he wants to engage right on the Gladiator ramp. But he's not going for that just yet. I'm a little bit surprised that he doesn't engage on this high ground. He's just going to let Lancer hit on even ground. Oh, he's setting up for a flank. Now this could be pretty cute. He wants to catch that probe. The probe, you don't think it does a lot of damage, but in the end, it actually ends up dealing tons of damage. And 4 lings from the back, about 10 from the front. Ooh, he's gonna get sandwiched. He catches 1 zealot in the front, takes out almost all the shields. Oh, almost gets the probe also. Really good control from both sides. This is 4 zealots versus 11 lings. Oh, they got cornered at the mineral line. But a good surround on that 1 zealot. That one goes down. Ooh, can Lancer get the positioning? I think he might still have the positional advantage. Oh, that zealot's going to go down, though. Another zealot extremely low. cRoSs is going to hold this for now. And behind this, he's got his lair going up extremely fast. Meanwhile, Lancer really committed to this because this is not a 10-12 gate. Look, no tech in his main, no nexus. This is all or nothing for him. Now, the Overlord still doesn't see that there's no gas. And now Lancer's pulling 2 probes. I guess he's decided that, hey, I actually got to go in the game now. But this is too late. We needed those 2 probes earlier. But this is it for him. He's all in. cRoSs saw the probe, so he instantly puts up a colony. And it all comes down to whether these 5 zealots can make magic happen. But I don't think so. cRoSs's got too many lings. He sees exactly what's going on. He sees the main also. You see the main, no gas, no natural. You know you just have to build lings, and then 1 muta can go in the game. But here he comes. Colony is not done just yet, but it is going to finish now. Oh, this is not the engagement. A good surround with the lings. And this is going to be Lancer losing his entire army. In the main of cRoSs, still no Spire. But he does have a lair. So whenever he feels comfortable to start teching, he's going to put down that Spire, and then really just any amount of units will in the game. And cRoSs now, he knows how good of a position he's in. He started to build drones. Now what does Lancer want to do? He's going for a forge. So he is going to actually try and play this out, but he's in a really, really bad position. He's going to have to spam cannons at his main, spam cannons at his entrance, and Gladiator is not one of those maps where you can just build mass cannons everywhere. So these gateways are going to be a little bit exposed. Not too sure if mutas will be able to pick them off, but he's got to build cannons at the front, at the natural also. So even if cRoSs doesn't end the game with these mutas, he's just going to have complete map control for the rest of the game. But that is a lot of zealots. It's 10 zealots. And if we look back at the main of cRoSs, he's droning. Now, Lancer still has a good timing window. I'm so surprised that he actually does. But he's just never stopped building these zealots. cRoSs saw the zealots, though. Yet he's still not building any colonies. This is dangerous. I think Lancer can still win. But Overlord sees everything, so he's going to know when the move out is happening. Yeah, Lancer is just going to continuously build these zealots and go for 1 more attack. I don't think this was cannons to transition. I think it was cannons to not die while he's attacking with the zealots. Oh, never mind. Take that back. He is transitioning. Nexus goes down, but here comes... No? He's debating me really hard. He's got so many zealots. I feel like you got to do something with them. Mutas are going to be coming out very soon. Right, well, we do have gas, so Lancer is going to try and transition, but look how exposed the natural is. We've only got 1 cannon there. Muta could shut down this mineral line completely. We see the first muta come out for cRoSs. First 4 mutas, so 4 mutas. Not a lot of DPS, but a decent amount of DPS. But this is a lot of zealots. How many is this? 12 zealots. And the mutas are actually moving out of position, but we still have 2 sunkens, a decent amount of lings. The evolution chamber going up. Mutas going into the main. No cannons. Lancer knew that mutas were out on the field, yet no cannons into the main. So we got a base trade scenario. Lancer shutting down the natural, but there's too many lings. All these zealots are actually just getting melted. I thought they're going to do much better than that. Meanwhile, main just getting ransacked. GG. So a quick game from cRoSs, and this 2-gate play that I actually really liked did not work out for lancerx. It's unfortunate that he had those positions because cRoSs got to see it from the get-go. If he had mid-right, That probably would have been a killing move. So a bit unlucky for lancerx. He is going to move on to the loser's bracket. And he is going to be going up against TTF. But we're going to have Jaeyoon versus cRoSs, Zerg versus Zerg. But Jaeyoon, he plays every race. So we may actually have Protoss versus Zerg. I know Jaeyoon likes to play that matchup. I don't think we're going to have Terran versus Zerg, but that's also a potential matchup. But wow, this is going to be a really good matchup. Whoever we see, I don't know what game we're going to go into just yet. Okay, I've just been informed it is going to be Jaeyoon versus cRoSs. Now, I know Jaeyoon always whines about Zerg versus Zerg, so I really do think we're going to have a Protoss versus Zerg. And I wonder what map these players are going to pick. We know that a lot of the maps are really not the greatest for Protoss, like Gladiator, hard to take a third base. Really good for Zerg to get tons of bases. Power Bomb, which we see quite often, at least in BSL, is a bit hard for Protoss too. Ground Zeroes in BSL, which is a bit hard. So we may not see any of those maps. I personally hope we get to see Oxide, but I think that's not going to happen. I think we may end up going on to something like Sylphid